Perfect. Okay, great. Welcome to our enhancement subgroup meeting. Today we only have two topics. The first one is what John proposed in regards to overhauling the Istio features page. I'm not sure if you were aware of this, Justin, but in attempting to promote the features that we just did in 1.22 and actually like update the statuses on the feature page, we realized there's a lot of it doesn't tell a clear story. So John took it upon himself to propose a new formatting and story as well for our Istio features, where at the very high level there will be sort of the different modes and telling that high level story. And then from there, we can go into Istio Core and spell out the features that make up Istio Core and their statuses, installation and operations, security, observability, traffic management. And then at the very end of telling that full story, we'll want to sort of also share the status of the CRDs, the APIs as well. So I think the problem that he's addressing here is finding the right abstraction level to share the status of features within Istio, as well as getting sort of a comprehensive understanding of the features that depend on each other and what is the summarized status if feature A is stable but it depends on feature B which is not stable. What do we actually call that? Right?
Yeah.
So I think this is a great initiative, and in doing so there are some questions that came up, and also we were able to clearly see what features should be promoted to complete the full Istio story. So with that, I was proposing that we can have some discussions in this subgroup around um, is there really value in a centralized listing of feature stability, like what is being proposed or what we have done in the past, versus what Kubernetes does, where each feature you click in, you get to see the status on top of that feature page. So personally, I think there's value from a point of view of especially as a contributor and the TOC, we can literally get a summarized view of all the features and see what needs to be actioned on based on the incompleteness of the Istio core story and these are the high level stories. But I am not sure what others think, and I'm also not sure who will be the target audience for this. Because I know contributors and the TOC will want to see this, but will users actually leverage this, or most times they just going to look for authorization policy and they will want to see that status on that feature page itself.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think there's some good questions around. I think we haven't done people any favors previously by having all of the different, alpha, beta, GA, and then we treat everything basically as GA. But then if we communicate this more clearly, that's great, except I'm not sure exactly what they're supposed to do with that information. So I think maybe your point is that, yeah, even if we show them all of these gory details, does it actually benefit them?
Yeah.
And maybe it's better off that we really just get our house sort of in order and just actually make it all clearer so that you don't have to be aware of all these different statuses.
That is true. And you get in your house in order at the higher level architecture standpoint, from the ambient story, the sidecar story, the installation story. I think we don't even have a list of what are the main high level stories that users truly care about. Yeah. And I like how you said that we will want to action from this. And at least from the TOC contributor standpoint, my action can clearly be hey, we need developer effort to drive this specific feature forward, because this will help us button up everything in regards to this specific story. Yeah. Cool. All right. And then another point that came up was in the CRDs slash our APIs that are GA, do we want to actually like, well, I guess you already answered this from a point of view of like users don't really care about the nitty-gritty details, but in our GA features, there are some sub features that aren't GA yet. So I think we want to move forward where we assume a GA resource has majority GA features, but if there is any feature that is not GA, that GA resource will be explicit in highlighting that, similar to what we have done with the release channel and like tagging that feel as like experimental or like not GA. So I think that is another consensus that we want to drive moving forward. And I don't know where these consensus will actually sit, but I think at the very minimum, the folks who are contributing will understand like this is how we want to standardize like reporting statuses within our CRDs. Cool. And then from this exercise, there came like roughly 6 features that needs to be promoted to stable. So I'm hoping that John and like the TOC can like prioritize this and come up with sort of like a strategy around like what we really want to drive to stable, similar to what we did with telemetry API. But I think we'll need the TOC buy-in, as well as the understanding of like what is high priority and what can be done in parallel with like ambient driving efforts. I'm not sure if you are aware of any of these, but is there any that stands out to you, like the multi-cluster, um, hem install, hem template, revisions, locality?
What do you mean? What was the question?
The question,
That in what way?
does any of these features like matter to you? Like, have you, like, do you have like a strong need to see these promoted?
I think for Google, I think the multi-cluster we have a particular interest in. I think the other ones might be a little less important, but I know that those are ones that we would definitely want to see. Maybe the locality load balancer, but I'd say those first 2 stand out to me the most.
Awesome. Okay, that's good to know. I'm not sure on our end what we will need to see as well, but we'll definitely have to look into that before committing to doing the work. Okay. And then the other topic is around like the deprecation of Istio operator, which we have been going back and forth on for a while. As of now, we are satisfied with the migration story from like a Istio cuddle point of view, where there is a path that exists where users who currently use Istio operator can migrate to using Istio cuddle. And the work to be done there is simply docs and test getting that going so that we can officially mark this as deprecated in 1.23 and eventually remove it in 1.24. So that's pretty much all the updates for today. Do you have any topics that you want to chat about?
No.
Awesome. Great. Well, I guess we can take the remaining time back.
Okay.
I hope you have a great week and talk to you soon.
All right, you too. Thanks for setting it up today.
Of course. Bye.
All right, bye.